Hey, comic book junkies, it's the Snot Queen here, and today I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to talk about two image releases that come out today. That's Winnebago Graveyard, number 2, and Lazarus X+66, number 1. So, if you haven't already, you should check out my video on issue 1 of Winnebago Graveyard. This is a new image series by the great Steve Niles and the wonderful Allison Sampson. The link will be in the description below this video, but essentially where the story left off with issue 1 was that our family was realizing their Winnebago had been stolen while they checked out a pretty creepy carnival in a small, isolated southwestern town somewhere in Middle America. So this story is steeped in black magic, demonology lore. There isn't any explaining done through the script, which is so refreshing. I see this far too often when it comes to comics. Instead, we get to interpret what we see, which is for an occult junkie like me, is totally classic movie Satanism. And I know I reference this movie a lot, but Rosemary's Baby. We get the black robes and the rituals, and what's a good horror story without a little lynch mob? To be fair, we don't actually know what this cult intends to do with the family once they capture them. One thing we can assume is sacrifice, because this is a horror novel, but we just don't know what their intent is. And I don't know how to begin explaining how much I love Allison's work. I've talked about it so many times. It's beautiful, it's haunting, it's timeless. I've said these things before, and my opinion on the artwork, of course, remains the same. So let's move on to Lazarus X+66. So this is the Lazarus spin-off taking place in the year +66, X+66. Where each issue focuses on a different character. So for the series, Rucka has pulled out some new talent to co-write and illustrate the stories, and I'm actually really excited that they've kind of pulled in some new blood in this series. I'm anxious to see some new art. From an artistic perspective, I've never really liked the artwork in Lazarus. It did grow on me, but it wasn't what initially got me to read the book like so many other stories. This is going to be a 6-issue mini-series, and each issue is going to focus on a different character. So I had actually started reading Lazarus because one of my friends insisted I was crazy for not having read it and said I would love it, so I decided I would take his word for it. I never would have picked the book up if it hadn't been for him recommending it to me. I started reading it after the first trade came out and then immediately started getting the monthly floppies. The story makes this book, and although I had read other stories by Rucka previously, nothing really stood out in my mind to make me really dedicated to his work until Lazarus. And as you likely heard, Lazarus is currently in production to become the next big comic turned television series. Will it be the next Walking Dead? What do you think? As for my overall thoughts on this issue, it's a decent length, just over 30 pages. The artwork is refreshing, but while I feel the penciling is decent, I think more liberties could have been taken with the coloring to provoke greater emotion. I mean, I know this is a dystopian story, but I would really like to see something a little bit new here. A lot of the colors really, it's kind of grainy and flat. It's kind of boring, and honestly, I just wanted to see something with a little bit more artistic expression, something a bit livelier, less trying to be so realistic about coloring and everything. So the next story focuses on the character Joachim Moray and his betrayal of Forever. I'm hoping the story is a little bit more has a little bit more character development. I hope it has a little bit more meaning. I really felt like this first issue was kind of pointless. What did it really do? I didn't really get to a whole lot of sense about the characters. I mean, it's 30 pages. There's not a whole lot there. You kind of just see them working through boot camp for the most part. And other than that, I mean, there's a brief 2 pages where some actual real controversy happens, but then it's resolved so quickly that it might as well not have happened. And I don't know, the story itself felt a little bit pointless. I don't know how the rest of this series is gonna go. I'm hoping that each other issue is a little bit bigger, has a little bit more of a point to it, because we really do want to know more about these characters, and I think there could be a lot done with them, even if they are just getting their one special 30-page issue. It just needs to make a bigger impact, I think. Anyway, so that's enough from me for today. Please like and subscribe this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I love to have conversations with you guys. And until next time, read something good. Bye.